Okay, so there's three things that you need to think about and understand for you to be able to get ahead, because the formula is, so you've got three aspects of success. Okay, so you've got talent, which is actually more of a defining factor than people would like to admit, because there's a lot of you can't sell books on how to get more talent. It's something that is just, you're born with it. So I've got a theory on people who say, hard work beats talent. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who have done sport have come to the conclusion that there's some people that you're probably never going to beat no matter how hard you try, unless there is an argument to say, if they don't try and you do try and you just keep going for longer, you will eventually be better than them, just purely by the virtue of you've stuck around with it longer and they've quit. But if that person with talent tries as hard as you're never going to beat them. And it's just like saying, well, if I train as hard and as long as Michael Phelps did, I don't have the body type, the talent, the natural born ability for me to be able to beat him. It's like me saying, Michael Jordan, if I trained as long as hard as Michael Jordan, I'd be able to beat him or outperform him in basketball. Well, it's just never going to happen. So that's a cold hard truth that you got to understand, that talent actually is more of a defining factor than people would like you to think. But the other two parts of the framework are hard work and mentality. So I think mentality and talent are kind of half linked, because to have talent, an aspect of that may be mentality and what you believe you can do. And it might just be a bit of a psychological thing that equates to talent. But the reason I've gone so hard on talent is because if you want to be successful, like real successful, it might be worth cycling through things until you hit something that you actually have a bit of a talent for. So like a prime example of this would be Joe Rogan, for example. Now, he clearly has a talent for communicating. He clearly has work ethic. He clearly has the right mentality. That's come from sport, and he seemed to clearly have talent for sport as well. If you look at his martial arts days and the success in that, people have talent at multiple things. Just because you haven't found it yet doesn't mean you're not talented at something. It might be art, it might be discovery, it might be something creative, it might be something analytic, it might be something physical. Whatever it is, just experiment with something, and if you seem to pick it up fast, here's a rule of thumb. If you go to start doing a martial art or something, and you start with loads of beginners, but then after one session, or maybe not one session is too quick, but maybe after 3 sessions, you're just seemingly grasping it and getting ahead faster than the others, whether that's art, whether that's coding, whether that's whatever. If you've just got the knack for it, you've probably got a talent for it. Now, I'm not saying you've got to be Michael Phelps or Michael Jordan level talented, like the most talented. You don't have to be the most talented. But if you have a talent for it and you like it, then you should find a way to monetize that thing. It might be hard to monetize, it might be easy to monetize, But if you can monetize it, then you will be able to reach heights that are much higher within that specific niche than if you were to try and do something that is just like the bog standard, this is what I should be doing, blah blah blah, you know. So what you have to do is, well, you don't have to do anything, but a bit of advice would be, and I've known that I've understood this for a while, because just purely through being talented at something as a kid and understanding, especially when it's in swimming, and it came to racing, and there's people that would try a million times harder than me, but when it came to racing, every time, it didn't matter what happened, my mentality was almost arrogant, to the fact where it was like, I know you're not going to beat me because I am just better than you at this. Like, it's kind of an arrogant mentality, but my talent also took me literally to the top of the UK for multiple events. Like, I was gold medal winner for my age group, and competed for Scotland, competed for my county, medalist, you know, multiple times. And I realized that, you know, I don't know why other people couldn't do what I was doing. It perplexed me a little bit as a young kid. I'm like, this guy trains in training, I can't beat this guy, because for some reason, like, he just tries so hard, and I just can't keep up with him in training, because like my mental state is more like, this is training. But then as soon as it came to a gala, he would absolutely flop, or if he had or his PB, like if he didn't flop, he would do a PB, but his PBs were nowhere near me. And it made me understand at a real young age that, all right, there is something to talent, and people don't want you to realize that, because they want to sell you books about being the hard worker and giving you motivational things. Now, I've gone on a big tangent, but if the things that differentiate the top is the talent, because everyone at the top is hardworking. Every single one at the top is hardworking. Like if you're, let's go swimming, because I know swimming. The top 100 swimmers in the world are all supremely talented, with the supremely correct body types and the correct mentalities. Well, that might differ as well, so that might be also a defining factor at the top. But the pure talent of Michael Phelps, along with his hard work, makes him unbeatable. There will be other people working the same hours, eating the same stuff, strict regimen, just can't touch him because they don't have that knack. So the third thing is also the mentality. If you combine talent with hard work and mentality, like a supreme belief that you will be good at something, like if where you want to get to is, say, if someone asks, can someone do something, you're like jumping at the opportunities, like, just give me it, trust me, give me this. I know for a fact, like, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I will absolutely smash this out of the park. I know everything that I'm doing, I know how to do this, I'm really good at it, just let me do this. Whether that is creating a logo for someone in design, whether that is being a part of a relay, like a breaststroke relay or something like that. Breaststroke part of an individual medley relay or something like that. Or whether it's you're a lawyer and you know it like the back of your hand, and you know exactly what you're doing, you've got experience. So if you get to a point like that, mixed with talent and hard work, that's how you can start really getting to the top of your field. You've got to be that level of competent, but that level of competent comes with repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. That's the old phrase, and I actually think it's true, which is the hard work aspect of it, and that brings confidence and the mentality of being a winner. So like, if you're stuck and you don't really know what to do, think of these three things. Think of talent. What can I find something that I'm talented in? Can I repeat it long enough for me to be like an expert, or not even an expert, just something where, like, if I was put on the spot to perform this one thing, you get a sense of like pride or happiness that you get to show it off, rather than being nervous or being like, oh, I don't want anyone to find me out because I might not be good enough, and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm only going off my experience, because I know what it's like to be at the top of something, and I know you get like a certain arrogance, you get a certain level of pride, which isn't good, because there's the pride before the fall. But then if you can marry up those two things, and then, like, I'm not going to go into the hard work aspect, because everyone knows you need to work hard. Like, there's so much out there on the internet about, you know, no matter how hard you're working, there's always someone working harder than you, blah, 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 blah. That's true. But if you're working as hard as someone else and you're more talented than them, then you're going to get further. So just, if you can just experiment with fields, you're not going to find it straight away. If it's the first thing you land on, the fact that you just land on something and you're just supremely talented, you pick it up within a week, and then you're just holding your own and you're strategizing, then fair enough. But it'll take some time of just experimenting with different things, and it might be multiple things. So if you find multiple things that you're talented with, go with something that your gut is telling you to do, that you like the most. Then just repeat it. Just keep on repeating, keep on doing, keep on putting. What you need to do is you need to put pressure on tasks. So like, what I mean by that is, for example, if you're in a sport, it's a competition. If it's a like design thing, do it for like a company that's going to pay you something, you know, and then, or like, maybe, sorry, I've got hay fever, and then approach maybe a competition of a design thing, or a competition of, competition's a good thing, actually. Like, if you can find a way to compete, whether it's compete in a design competition, or compete in a just maybe even compete for a job, you know, if you're like a solicitor or something like that and want to find a job, just compete for stuff. And the more you compete and the more you win, it's going to breed a mentality of being confident. And then the hard work and just the repetition. By the way, if the hard work aspect, something that's really not talked about a lot, is, you know, even if you're talented at something and you like something at the start, you're gonna get bored at some point. But this is where you need to really think about the habitual side of things, and just like, you've got to get through the boredom. The boredom is gonna come no matter whether you like it or not. It's almost like something that God's put in place to be like, look, do you really want to be good at this? Do you really want to go through this route? And then if it's like, yes, and you get through the boredom, you go through spells of like happiness and bliss, and you fall back in love with it again, and you excel to new levels. So when it comes to the hard work, expect to be bored at some point within like a year or two of just repetition of the same thing, and that's the hard work aspect. And you just got to keep showing up. And also there's a you get like exponentially rewarded at the upper echelons of hard work. So like, if you work let's say 50% of your max capacity, and then you up that to 70%, you're not gonna, so that would be a 20%, this is theoretical, that would be a 20% increase in hard work, like hardness of work, how much effort you put in. Then when you get to, let's say the difference between 70 and 75 is probably as big in terms of return on effort as 50 to 70. Now if you get from, let's say the difference between 90 and 91% or 90 and 92% is going to be just as big return in effort as a 50 to 70. And then, like, let's say a 92 to a 92.5%, you know, you just marginally increase the effort, then that will bring massive returns. Like when you get to the upper echelons of effort, the more the more you can increase it, the higher return. I don't know if I've done a great job of explaining that, but it really does work like that. If you half-ass something, you're going to get half-ass results. If you put in as much effort as you can in every single project, you're going to get absolutely fantastic results. Fantastic. And most people know this by just experience in life. You just know that is the right thing. You'll have done times where you just half-assed it and then you got a poor result, and then you've done times where you've tried really hard and you got fantastic results. But also you might have had times where you tried really hard and had horrendous results. Like for example, me in school, I can't do languages to save, you know, I trip over my own words with just, I can't even speak English too well. But when it comes to French or Latin, it doesn't matter how hard I try to remember the word for dog or baguette, ironically, I don't know, just, or orange or croissant. It just does not go in, no matter how hard I try, because I don't have a talent for it. So if you have a talent and then put in as much effort as you can possibly do, it's going to breed higher mentality, and you can monetize this really well, especially if it's easy to monetize. If it's something hard to monetize, like a sport, well, if it's a sport, the avenues are limited, but you could do something like a YouTube channel on that sport, education of your experience, that kind of thing. Try it. Just, there's infinite ways to monetize something in this day and age with digital and social media and all that kind of stuff. So just keep cycling through things. You'll find something that you're good at, that you're talented at. Just keep repeating it, keep getting better. It'll breed a confidence, and then you monetize it, and then you should be earning a decent semi-passive income on the side if you want, on top of your job, or you could maybe switch over full-time if you get good enough. And that's me. I'm going to sign out today. I know I've rambled a lot in this one. I hopefully got the message across. If you liked it, give the video a like, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.